talk about is why people think we're a scam, why people say, hey, I did this and my bill went up. And we just went over, people go to the door and lie and say they're going to save money. People promise them one thing, give them something else. People aren't knowledgeable about what's going on, okay? So when this happens, it gives us a bad reputation, right? So even if we're out there doing something good and doing things that we're supposed to be doing, the customer already has a bad opinion about us because of what they've experienced before, right? And we can't get mad at them because it's very common for door-to-door agents to try to take shortcuts, right? So it's a whole lot easier if, come up here. Come on, yeah, you. All right, so let me see your binder. Let me see your binder. So sometimes it's a whole lot easier for me to come up to her and say, hey, yeah, we're just here to save you money on the bill. I just have to make sure that, that's on there so you get your discounts, okay? Also, if you use over a certain amount, you're entitled to receive a gift card. So go grab your bill. I'll help you out with that. Right. So I don't pitch like this. That's why I don't have like a good, okay, here's what I'm doing. But I'm coming to the door and I'm saying, hey, I'm about to save you all this money. You're going to get a gift card. Just go grab your bill. And usually, depending on how you say it, it makes it easier, right? Yeah. Especially, let's say you're broke. Let's say it's around Christmas time. Listen, they're giving away $100 gift cards. You just have to make sure you use over 1,000 kilowatts a year, okay? Go grab your bill, see if you qualify. Right. So they're qualifying you guys for $100 gift cards. You just have to make sure you're using over 1,000 kilowatt hours a year. Bring me your bill. I'll get you registered.
You know what I did at PA one time?
No, I don't want to go over all that because it's a training thing, right? All right, so that's going to turn into a story. It's going to turn into something else, but seems like it makes it easier, right? And the customer will be like, okay, let me get this gift card. And then at this point, I don't care what the phone call says because I'm just trying to get my $100 gift card.
Right.
I'm probably not going to pay attention to it. Yeah. You have to say yes for your gift card, okay? Yep. I'm going to say it because I want that money, right? Yeah. So now, I'll put that back on his desk. So now, I'm the agent, and I got the customer signed up, and then what happens next? The customer probably going to get this gift card, right? It probably ain't happening. Even the suppliers that do offer gift cards, you got to kind of jump through a little bit of hoops to get them, right? So when your first bill comes in, you got to pay it, and then you got to send the bill with a copy of the receipt to the email to customer service and wait for this back, and then they give you a virtual card. By the end of the day, the customer is probably not going to do all that, and they're not going to get the gift card. Right. So the customer is going to cancel on you. You're going to get a chargeback. And then that customer, when the next person comes around and asks for their bill, what's the customer going to say?
Nah, get away, get out. Sorry. Go.
F this. This is a scam, and you're not saving me money, blah, blah, and all this other stuff, right? Because somebody went to the door and didn't do the right thing, okay? So I'm just trying to explain to you guys that when you go out there, this is why you're getting this feedback that you're getting, okay? It's never, I don't want to say never, 90% of the time, it's never legitimately because the customer knows what's going on, because it actually made their bill go up. That's almost never the case. Now, in some situations, somebody might have signed up for something that did make their bill go up, but this is not what the customer is getting. Like, this is not the information that they're using to make their judgment. I've had customers that had suppliers on the bill that actually saved them like 20-30%. I had one person's bill was 50% cheaper than what it was for the price to compare. And the customer was super angry and said, hey, this thing is on my bill. How do I get it off? I'm spending extra money. Why do you think they thought that?
Because now they see their bills different. So they see something, they see the supplier name on it.
Right.
And so their bill,
so hey guys, their bill, like he said, is coming in differently, right? So before it had delivery, transmission, supply, whatever, total, this is what you owe, right? But now because they have a supplier, that supply section gets moved to the bottom of the bill, and it says the name of the supplier. And then beside that name, it says how much they owe. So now the customer thinks, right, so now the customer thinks, oh, I got to pay AAP, and I got to pay the supplier. And then they see the amount for the supply, and they're like, oh my God, this is a lot of money. This is making my bill go up. If I can just get this off of my bill would only be $40. Is that the case?
No.
No, because if you remove the supplier off the bill, you still have to pay the supply charges. Just now it's at the rate that the utility wants you to pay. Right, instead of the rate that the supplier wanted you to pay. Hold on. Oh, right.
That's 90% of why customers
So hey guys.
can't
It what?
understand.
So hey guys.
Say what?
Now the only problem that this representative created was that they didn't tell the customer, hey, this charge right here, it's gonna move down here, okay? So don't be alarmed when you see this. This charge right here that you have to pay every month no matter what is gonna move down here, and that lets you know that you have a supply program regulating those charges, all right? So I've also seen a lot of people go to the door and say, hey, see this supply charge, we're gonna take it off of there for you, motherfuckers, right?
I've been told they have to have a supplier. because
Right.
they don't distribute.
So hey guys,
Say what?
so now legitimately this charge comes off of that part of the bill, right? So that's a real thing. But then what else happens?
It moves.
It gets moved to the bottom part of the bill and looks like a whole extra charge. So now the next time somebody comes to the door, what's gonna happen?
They're like, I don't want to sign up for this.
Right. Oh, I don't want another company. I don't want to switch anything. And it's I had to pay all these extra charges. Same thing. Right.
That's exactly what everybody's saying.
That's what they say.
So hey
It's
guys,
all about how you explain it to them.
hey guys,
Say what?
it's good for us to know why we go to the door and why the customers act like this when we go to the door. All right. So the majority of the problem is the agent not explaining the programs correctly. So now when you go and you're able to enlighten these people and you actually know what's going on, it's going to make them feel a lot better. It's going to make them more likely to sign up. It's going to make them more likely to stick and stay. All right. You educated them on some stuff that nobody ever spent the time to go over with them, and that's why they're angry. You get angry when you get confused? If you don't know what's going on, you get mad, right? Right. Some people to a different level than others, but I get a little bit mad when I don't know what's going on. So no, this is not an extra charge that's being added on to the bill. You already have to pay your supply. We're just moving it down to the bottom so you can see who's in control of your supply. All right. We know that these customers are mad because people go to the door and say, hey, I'm going to save you a whole bunch of money. Is that our job? No. All right. My job is to put you on some type of price protection to stop your rate from increasing. All right. Also, one of the biggest problems we have, what's the best time to knock on doors? Like the best time of year?
Winner.
Winter? Nah.
Not for us.
No, like what? When do you think more people knock?
It is summertime.
Spring? What's another season? Fall. Right? So hey
I
guys.
think
Say
fall's
what?
the best.
Hey guys.
Say what?
The weather during spring and fall is ideal for outdoor canvassers. It is not too hot. It is not too cold. All right. It's the perfect time for me to go out. All right. I don't got to worry about snow and blizzards and layers and freezing. And in the summertime, it's a little bit hot and I might be able to deal with that heat. But also in the summertime, people are out. They're not at home. They're out hanging out. They're on vacation. They're doing their thing. They don't want to answer me. They're in the backyard in the pool. So the best time for me to go knock is going to be the spring and the fall. So most people get signed up during the spring and the fall. In the spring and the fall, what do the rates look like? Their rates are down. Our rates might be a little higher. So in the spring and the fall, people's rates are lower. Why are they lower?
Because you're not using the air conditioner, you're not using the heater.
Right. So hey guys, that's not where I'm getting at. It's not where I'm getting at. I'm gonna show you. All right. So the spring and the fall rates are down. Supply and demand. Right. You're not using a lot of electricity or gas because you're not running the air conditioner. You're not running the heat. So
Yeah, the
supply and
winter
demand. If the demand is low, right, the supply is high, it's going to be cheaper. If the demand is low, they got to give it away for cheaper. If the demand is high, the price is going to go up. Everybody wants it. I got to charge more. We're using too much off the grid. This is too much power. We got to raise prices and hopefully people will cut back on their usage. But everybody wants it right now. Boom, prices are going up. Same thing with gas prices when you go to put gas in your car, right? Certain times of the year where that price skyrockets because the demand is high. So now, if I sign up somebody in the fall or the spring, right? And it takes 30 days for my program to get on the bill, and then like another 30 days for them to actually get a bill with us on it. By that time, what's going on?
Rates go up.
Their usage is higher. So then,
Their usage is going to go up. Okay?
It's like we raised their bill.
If your usage goes up, what happens?
and then you're with a supplier, that's all you think of is, I just signed up with a supplier.
All right,
My
perfect.
usage skyrocketed.
Right.
So they're like, damn, that's why, because the supplier I signed up with.
So hey guys,
Hey, what?
hey guys.
Hey, what?
All right, there's two things that make up your bill: the price per kilowatt hour, or CCF for gas, or MCF for gas, but the price per unit times how many units you used. So either one of these can make your bill go up, right? So if this price, the price per kilowatt hour is low, but your usage, how much you use is high, what's your total going to be? Higher. Common sense, right? Now, if you're a customer and you see your bill go high, and the only thing you can think about is that somebody came to your door 2 months
That's
ago,
a
what are you going to blame it on?
The supplier.
The only thing I think that changed is this person that came to my door 2 months ago, and now all of a sudden my bill's really high. Nobody stopped to think, oh shit, I have 4 air conditions and I'm running them all now.
Right.
Right? Nobody stopped to think, oh, it's snowing outside and I got my heaters blasting.
I literally go over this.
And there's 2 things on your bill. Okay, well, there's more than 2 things on your bill, but there's 2 things that control your supply costs, okay? One of those things is how much you use. The next is how much you pay for it. What do we control?
Supply.
We control how much you pay for it. We can never control
Their usage.
how much you use, okay? So this is the only thing I can control on your bill. And this is exactly why on that phone call it says we cannot guarantee you savings. Because it doesn't matter what I do with this, if you come over here and start going crazy with this, your bill is still going to be high. We cannot control how much these customers use. So this is why, right, when I sign you up in the fall and in the spring, and then when you actually get the services, your total is high. This is why you're mad at me, okay? Because all of a sudden you started using more electricity, and the only thing you can think about is the person that came by your door to sign you up for a program, okay? So again, we're going over, right, why the customers hate us when we come to the door, right? And why they say, oh, this made my bill go up. Some of these guys really have no idea what's going on, and they just know that somebody came to the door before and said, hey, I'm here to save you a whole bunch of money. Now, does this save money?
No.
Right. So this sometimes saves you money, all right? The main thing for a price protection is to be in control of your cost, right? The main reason for a price protection is so that you can budget. Hold on, all right? So if I give you the same price per kilowatt hour, what can you control?
How much do you use?
How much you use, right? So I said, hey, your rate can't go above this. Now, I've settled this for you, but now this is your job, right? So now you're in complete control over your bill. You have all the control of what this turns out to be. Now, if you don't have price protection, it doesn't matter what you do over here because this can keep fluctuating on you, right? So now you're never going to know what your bill's going to be, ever. It's impossible. You have no control over what this total is going to end out to be. Now, sometimes the rate for the price protection might be a little bit higher than the variable rate you're currently paying, right? But look, like I said, just what happened on the news this morning. The rate for AEP is getting ready to go up in 2 to 3 weeks. Now, everybody that already registered for this price protection is good. They don't got to worry about it. If you didn't, this rate's going to go up. So we just need to keep this in mind, and we need to make sure that we're telling the customer the correct things, okay? The hardest part about all of this is just to figure out a way to simplify it. And that's why people go to the door and be like, yeah, I'm here to save you all this money and you're going to get a gift card because it's easy. I can do it fast. It's not that much explaining. This, I have to have somebody that can comprehend a little bit, and I have to figure out how to explain it easily. All right. And we can go over that stuff too, but I just want to let you guys know what's going on. Because eventually, while you're out there knocking, the customer is going to brainwash you.
It's true.
The customer is going to brainwash you. And you're going to knock on 100, 200, 300, 400, 500 doors. And at the end of it, all these people said, oh, this made my bill go up. You're going to get back in the van like, damn, I'm making everybody's bill go up. Damn, I'm out here doing something bad. Right? And then when you're out there.
This, you got more control over your sanity on your doing.
Right. Right. So if you feel like you're out there doing bad things, that's going to convey to the customer. You're going to have a guilty conscience, and the customer's going to pick up on that. You're not going to get as many sales. And then you're not going to feel as good about what you did at the end of the day, because you'll be like, damn, you know, I got that single mom, I got that older lady, I got this lady, she was getting chemo treatments, and I signed them all up, and man, their bill's going to go up. Because the customer brainwashed you, because so many people said it, because so many people didn't know what's going on. Those customers brainwashed you to thinking you were just out there doing horrible things, right? But really, what you're doing is you're giving people control, right? What can the customer control? What can they not control?
Price protection.
Unless they register for a price protection,
Yeah, they
okay? So the only way the customer can control their totals is by being able to sign up for a fixed rate. Now, with that being said, you want the best fixed rate, right? You want the best fixed rate with the best company. And, you know, that's why sometimes we offer different programs. That's sometimes why we change campaigns. And that's also why we work with a lot of programs that have free cancellation fees. Because if this fixed rate doesn't work out for you and you find a better one, cancel it, right? Cancel this and go get that other one. But it makes no sense not to have any.
Right.
Right.
So if you have one that's not as good as mine, or if you don't have any at all,
Not hurting anything by going ahead.
right, you need to take this. That's what you need to do. And then what you also need to educate the customer on is the second part. So, hey, I'm doing this for you. You need to follow it up with this, right? When you go to the doctor, and let's say your blood pressure is high, and they give you the medicine, what's your job when you go home?
Use it.
Take the medicine, and what else? What else are you going to tell you to do? Eat healthy. Eat healthy shit. Exercise. Do what you're supposed to do. I'm going to do this part, and that's going to control like your symptoms, but if you really want to get healthy, you're going to have to go home and you're going to have to do the second part yourself, okay? So yes, I'm coming here to do this, and I'm here in an in-between season, and yes, your bill is going to go up because you're getting ready to use the air condition, but I'm going to help you control that. But then the second part of this is you have to do your job, okay? I'm not coming to the door. I'm not lying to you. I'm not saying, hey, I'm here about to save you a whole bunch of money. I'm not doing that. I'm saying, hey, I'm here. I'm about to put you in control of your electricity bill. And I'm about to educate you so you know what's going on, even though all these other people that come by here are not going to tell you. This is exactly what's going on. I'm not here to save you money. I'm here to make sure that rate can't go up so that you can control your usage so that you can save you money.
This directly for me.
But
You want to feel good about yourself? Educate your customers, right? Don't just throw them on something and be like, hey, yeah, no, have a nice day. Let them know exactly what you did. Let them know what to do. So one of the things is that anything plugged into the wall, supposedly, even if it's not on, is using 50% the amount of energy as it would if it was on. If you got your cell phone chargers plugged in and no cell phone on the charger, you're still draining electricity out the wall. If you have your cable box, your Wi-Fi box when you're not home, if you don't got cameras in the house and you leave, you can unplug your Wi-Fi. What's it gonna hurt? Nothing. Nobody's home, right? Hook things up to a surge protector so you can just flip the switch and keep everything off. Use LED lighting. The panel box, turn the breakers off that you're not using. Just sending electricity out to those outlets. You don't even know what they go to. You're not even using them. You're just running your electricity bill up, okay? There's something called phantom energy. And that's exactly what we're talking about. It's phantom energy. It's energy that's being used that's not going to anything at all. And honestly, if you look at like different countries and stuff, there's ways that other countries eliminate phantom energy. so that all that unnecessary electricity is not going into the grid and not going through your house. But there's some countries like us that don't eliminate phantom energy,
Hell no.
and you got a whole bunch of
Right.
energy that's being produced that's not even being used. All right. And this is why sometimes like they'll sell those little things that you plug into your home and it stops that from happening. But whatever the case may be, your job is to educate your customer. This way you can go home. Yeah, but this way you could go home and you could feel like a better person and say, hey, I went out there and I did what I was supposed to do today. Not, hey, I went out there and I raised all these people's bills and I did that. Don't let the customer brainwash you. Educate yourself, right? And I don't want to say it like this, but at the end of the day, don't do anything you don't believe in, right? If you can't believe in it and you can't get yourself behind it and you can't get into it, what are you out there doing it for? All right? I don't want anybody in here thinking, oh yeah, I'm going out and raising people's bills and I'm doing this. I don't want you to be brainwashed by the customer, because the customer does not understand what's going on. The customer knows that, hey, you're signing them up in the spring. Oh shit, in 30 days the program starts, and 30 days after that I get a bill and all of a sudden my totals are higher, right? They didn't understand this part, that they started running them air conditions. No, we don't save people money all the time. So let's say something crazy happened and we gave them a fixed rate, and let's say all of a sudden prices plummeted and they all went down. You know, we didn't save that customer money then. Does that ever happen? Usually not, but I can't guarantee it. One, because of that. The second reason I can't guarantee it is because I can't come in your house and turn your lights on and off. So I can never guarantee you a lower bill, ever. It doesn't matter what I do. I can never guarantee you a lower bill. I can maybe, right, even if you're giving a lower rate, you're still not supposed to say it because you can't control this part. Now, I might be able to say, hey, it's not as high as it would have been if you didn't have it. But again, even at that point, I don't have all the information I need to even say that, okay? So again, what I'm doing is I'm giving customers control over their bill so that they can control their outcome, all right? So again, I can help them with this so that they can do their job with this and make this lower for them, right? But that's still their job. I can only kind of give them the starting point and say, now it's up to you. Just like the doctor, right, just like the doctor can give you that blood pressure medicine, but it's up to you to go home and exercise and eat healthy, okay? Now, the blood pressure medicine might keep you alive, just like price protection might stop the bill from really getting crazy when rates go up, like they do, all right? But the customer still has to put in work on their end, all right? Guys, we can say a bunch of different things without lying or misleading, you know what I'm saying? That's what gets the customers angry, is when you tell them something that's not true, and then they look it up and they're like, oh, you scammed me. Now you're a scam. Now the next person that comes by the door is a scam. You don't have to say all these crazy things. You don't have to do all these crazy things. You can be 100% legitimate. Now, is it a little bit harder? Yes, because you have to make sure that your customer is comprehending things that some customers may not comprehend, right? And we might have to give them a little bit of push. We might have to, you know, make it a little bit more glittery for them to understand it. But that's our job, and that's what we get paid for. If we continuously go out there and say the wrong things and do the wrong things, there's not going to be no you door knocking. There's not going to be no campaign that you like. There's not going to be any happy customers for you to go ahead and sign up real easy. It's not going to happen because you didn't put that footwork in and do it the right way. All right. And I know that all these other people out here are doing it the wrong way. That makes it harder for us. But that's why we're here, and that's why we lasted longer, and that's why we're bigger, and that's why we get better contracts, and that's why, you know, our ratings are better.
Absolutely.